you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to our live here on Psychic Insights, or in the group, or wherever you're watching, tuning in from, because they could be on your page, Mama Cole. They could be on Rainbow Souls page or Divine Androgens page or on YouTube. They could even be on Twitch. So, or of course in the two groups, Mediums group or Mystic Connections. So welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Barbara. Barbara Collins is already here. And what a lovely day. What a lovely day. Like, tuned in earlier today, turned in early, like before we even went live. It was like, I'm here.
I love your tag.
What a lovely day.
I think it's been a lovely day today. Honestly, my grandson showed up at 8:30 this morning because my son had jury duty, and I totally forgot about it. So his wife and my grandson came over, and it was so fun. We had a blast.
Oh, good.
So fun.
I'm glad you had that.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. The last hurricane, we were safe. And luckily, our town was able to be like a go-between for the people evacuating from Tampa. And so everybody was able to go through. And yeah, I was just saying that today as everybody returns. I was kind of like, what a pain. But honestly, it's not, because I'm so thankful that people were able to get out, you know?
Yeah, right. Because people would not survive there. Yeah.
No.
So Michelle, welcome. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for telling me your day. Thanks. What a lovely day. Nicole. Thanks for telling me your name.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
And hi, Betty.
Cooper.
Oh my gosh, what a lovely day. You came out to your father on coming out day? Because coming out day was just like a day or two ago or something. I think it was last week.
Good job.
Well done. Congratulations.
Awesome.
I hope your dad was cool about it.
Me too. I hope you had a good experience. If not, that's part of the reason my tag is Mama Cole. So, just so you know,
Amber, thanks for being here. Yeah, on coming out today. Sounds like their dad. I'm not sure, Nicole. I don't remember, but I want to refer to you as they. I don't know what your pronouns are, but you're welcome to share them, and I'll do my best to remember them. This sounds like they've been meaning to come out. Okay, but do you identify as a woman? Okay. I assume you identify as a woman. Otherwise, you would have told me that. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Susan. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So, oh my gosh, friends, if you're sensing something going on, there's definitely a lot of energy going on, brewing in the background. For some people, are going to probably feel it more intensely than others, but on a world scale, it will definitely be intense. And we'll talk more about that tonight. So tune in to the astrology forecast this evening, because definitely going to happen. And then Mama Cole, right before the show, says, "Oh my gosh, Hollis, so I pulled a card."
She's right here.
I pulled out Ma'at. Can you show us the card? So yes. Ma'at, and asked me what I know about Ma'at. Okay, so
what's in her hand?
What does she have in her hand?
A heart.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I can tell you why. So Bright Hawk and I many years ago, not that many years ago, like in 2022, 23, we took an entire year. Yeah. Yeah, it was an entire winter, really. It was like from late fall all the way. And we every winter when we were on the road, when we were living on the road before, actually, it was before 2020. So it was like 2019, okay, 2018, before COVID. And so we used to stay in we used to stay in a very famous Egyptologist's house to support her. And she's also in some relation to the Grateful Dead. And her name is Nikki Scully. Okay. And we would stay in her house. And recently she's kind of retired from the Egyptology work. And I don't need to say anything else about it. But then her sort of predecessor, the woman that she's taught a lot, her name is Indigo. And Indigo came to us and said, while you're here in this Egyptian temple on Nikki Scully's property in Oregon, could you mix and record a set of guided meditations that I could teach to my classes about Ma'at? And we were like, sure, we could do that. I'll mix the music. Bright Hawk will play the music. And Indigo would, of course, verbalize the guided meditation, right? I'll tell you. And it would take us like weeks to do one meditation. And one meditation was like, I equivalently did the music for like 3 movies. Okay. And so did Bright Hawk. And it ended up being like, these meditations ended up telling you the story of Ma'at. Okay. And what Ma'at stands for. And the thing about Ma'at is that, she is the sort of a goddess of justice, and you can see the scales on that card behind her. And she's very much about justice, but she literally makes you weigh your heart against integrity. So in the guided meditations that we did for Indigo, essentially Ma'at makes you weigh your own heart, meaning you know what you've done right and wrong inside. And I'm going to and this is about making wrongs right and righting karma and sort of balancing karma. It was a very intense thing. If you ever are more interested, you can reach out to me. I'll give you a link to Indigo's page. Indigo does teach regularly and take people on spiritual journeys in Egypt, actual Egypt, to the pyramids, and does that regularly, does it every year. I think she just got back from Egypt. And so in the wintertime, she does a lot of classes online where she has like spiritual journeys and helps you out spiritually to transform and things like that. Okay. Wow. But anyway, so Ma'at is like the goddess of justice, and she is the goddess of like your heart, truth, balance, and justice. Yeah, the integrity of your heart. And that's what you learn, especially if you do these guided meditations with Indigo, who's like an Egyptologist now. Now she's an Egyptologist. She studied with Nikki Scully, who's a famous Egyptologist. You can read any of Nikki Scully. Nikki Scully has like 30 books or something. I don't know, some ridiculous number of books. And now Indigo is writing books. And she just published the books of Ma'at. Okay.
Oh, that's cool. What is also cool is I honestly have had a lot of sessions recently of people who have unalived themselves. Okay. So I'm liking that this is the scales of justice. She's looking at, no, it doesn't matter the weight of their heart, like their true intentions. It doesn't matter what our beliefs are or anything else like that. And she's also the conductor of the dead. Like she weighs your heart almost right after you're deceased. Like she rushes,
Mhm.
and it said that she's the conductor of ceremony of judgment for the dead. She does it right away, and it's their heart against her feather of truth. So it has nothing to do with societal judgment
No.
at all. At all. So I love that. Like I've never heard of her. Like I never had heard of her.
Oh, she's very intense.
I have like 3 pages of notes, just like, wow. And her principles, her 7 principles are like truth, justice, harmony, balance, order, propriety, and what was that? I can't pronounce it. You reciprocate what comes towards you. Reciprocity.
The name of the book that you might want to check out is called The Gifts of Ma'at.
Yes.
And it also has the music. If you I think if you get music with her class, or you can you can. She's really powerful. Indigo is really sort of her goddess, or whatever you want to call that. She also has a workbook called A Book of Becoming Light, workbooks for the gifts of Ma'at. You can take her class. You can take her class, and it's very powerful. It will certainly change you. You will change. It will change your perspective of everything. I'm sorry?
That's what she's all about. That's what Ma'at's all about, changing your perspective and being a cycle breaker, and that how much power that holds by breaking the cycles and stuff. And a lot of it's our beliefs, our restrictions, our heart. I love that. Because when I first saw that card, I was like, oh my gosh, she's holding is that a human heart? Like, what the heck? Because your perception at first is like, oh my goodness. But then when you dive deeper, it's like, oh wow, how profound. And then that you guys have the connection, and with that beautiful music, like that's just so cool.
Yep. So, and there are, she does the classes on Zoom. I'm going to put her link in the thing just because we're talking about her. And so anyone should know about her. There's her website. It's the Gifts of Ma'at. The Gifts of Ma'at of the Gifts of Ma'at.com. That's her website. You can pretty much find out anything else you want to know about her, including her classes and everything she does. She's pretty amazing. She's a pretty amazing woman. I honor and respect her. I've also done a live talk with her, actually, and she's on my show. She's actually has a show on Rainbow Soul with me. Her name is Indigo. So you'd have to look way back. I'd have to bring it up later, but you have to look way back in Rainbow Soul Vodcast. You look back in the 2021, something like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So just know Ma'at's present, and one of my messages too from her was to take ownership in our ability to change our beliefs and perceptions. So I get that a lot, just being open for your readings and stuff. Let them change your beliefs and your perceptions. Let your loved ones, let your ability to connect with them flow easily. You know what I mean? Be open. Be open to the impossible, because it really can happen. They can be with you. They can be around you.
Yeah.
Especially the suicide. I get that a lot. Please know that they're not lost. They're right where they're supposed to be, and they're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And and it's interesting because it kind of makes me wonder about the astrology this week, because the astrology this week is a little on the intense side, especially on a world scale. So, in reference to conflict erupting, war, those kinds of things could become particularly intense this week. So, and I wonder how Ma'at, she wants to make wrongs right, and there's a lot going on in regards to politics and things like that could be about. I wouldn't be surprised if we started revealing some things that need to be right, that have been
Oh, I'm
wrong
sure.
for a long time, and that are revealed. Um, so I just wanted to say that. And I also dug it up. I'm also going to put in the chat for everybody a link to the vodcast with Indigo a long time ago, but you can see that it's my show.
It
When
must
I
be
had her,
relevant, honestly.
yeah,
You know,
it's about the
there's
Egyptian deities for her, but she's a very
there's
cool person.
that we must, yeah, because the deity itself is like, wow, just absolutely amazing, and the representation, and there's messages there for us. And
Yep.
what's really funny, when I dropped in before, because I was here a half hour early, but my
Okay.
messages before were about peace and tranquility, and because of my experiences the last few weeks, is finding that peace and calm in the storm when there's a freaking cat 4 hurricane barreling down towards you and there's nothing you can do. Like, you're like, okay, like that was a lot. The past 2 weeks is just finding your center. Like the world, like you said, the astrology, it's going to be crazy and stuff, but we can be swooped up in it, or we can just find our grounding no matter what's going on. I had shoulder issues, couldn't move my right arm all day yesterday. It was ridiculous. But I know why, because I've got a rotator cuff I need fixed. I got a bicep I need fixed. Can't do anything because of the blood thinners. So I just have to stay calm. So I knew I just couldn't do anything yesterday. So I just sat there, tried to make the best of it, read, did stuff like that. But I wanted to do so much. I have piles of stuff, projects and things I have to do. But instead of doing that, I just was calm, tried to stay with the storm. Life's going to happen. Crap's going to happen, especially this grief journey. It sucks. There's no two ways around it. And that's part of Ma'at. Like, it's going to be hard and stuff. We're cycle breakers. Like, there's lots that we are all doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And opening your beliefs and stuff and realizing, yeah, the grief journey, it's very hard. But when you're here, like, it doesn't have to be open to connect, and they will provide. They will help you. And at first, it's going to be signs. It's going to be feathers. It's going to be coins, things like that, because that's easy for them to do. And it's easy for you to receive that. Sometimes it's not as shocking. That's what I'm getting. Like, sometimes it's not as shocking for some people. That's why you get that first. And then once you start healing, it's you'll be able to connect very easily.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there's a lot of people in the chat sharing. I'm sure everybody's having their own journey right now. Nicole said, I believe Mother Isis visited me this morning in the shower.
Oh, how beautiful.
Isis is another Egyptian goddess. Particularly she leads technology, actually. And communication and information. Mm-hmm.
Especially after just coming out and stuff. Like, she was loving on you. She was honoring you. Like, how beautiful. Right. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people around. It looks like somebody you might know. Mama Cole's. Probably from Hawaii, since she's saying aloha, just a guess there.
She's a friend of mine. She's in California, but yeah, she's from Hawaii.
Okay, and so, and now Crystal's saying, yes, the buildup of the full moon in Aries, weighing the actions of the past and the truth, coming into new structure of movement of Pluto into Aquarius, time to reveal. Yeah, but Crystal, there's a Grand Cross this week. If you're talking astrology, there's a Grand Cross. I'm doing a broadcast about it, and Jupiter is also in retrograde in Gemini. When Jupiter is retrograde when Jupiter is in Gemini, it's always about righting the wrongs. That's really actually what's going on there. The full moon in Aries, yeah, but the full moon in Aries will be in a square. It will be in a square to Mars and Pluto, who are opposite of each other, as well as it will be opposite the sun in Libra. So that's Thursday exactly, but it could start brewing now. Absolutely. It's a cardinal Grand Cross, so it's going to really push us forward. So the best thing to do is whatever change is brewing, take it. Welcome.
So do we ground? What do we do to hang on?
Well, that's what I just said. Accept the change. That's one way. Is accept the change, but I would also say, if you have any conversations that are brewing and you can put them off, put them off. Don't do them this week. And I would also say that tune into the broadcast later because it could take me a lot of time to talk about it, and I
Okay.
don't want to take up your whole live. That's why we're doing a live this evening. Me and Brighthawk are doing it. We've been looking at it all day. Does
There's
Jupiter
so
and Gemini mean something for Geminis? Tamala asked. Yes, it does. It depends on what your Gemini placement looks like. I'm just going to say there are some politicians with some pretty strong Gemini placements. And it just depends on what else is going on in your chart, like if it's opposite anything. But that's really just sort of like, that's sort of half the story. That's like a quarter of the story, Tamala. I'm sure we'll see you in the astrology broadcast. Hope you can catch it or at least catch the replay. Okay.
Yeah, Chris does that.
We are going to
She
go.
does.
We're going to go live tonight about 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's like 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm pretty sure Tamala lives in Massachusetts. Yeah. See, Tamala is a friend of me and Brighthawks. That's why I'm like, yeah, just
So
tune in
that's
tonight,
what-
Tamala. Tamala's always tuning into our astrology forecast.
There you go.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. And I think we're gonna do some readings now. Which I'm sure right now with the thinning of the veils, which is very typical of this time of year. I'm sure Mama Cole, you got some strong messages. So
Oh yeah, I already
interesting.
got a Philip or Philippe, and I don't ever get names, but
What name did you get?
Philip or Philippe.
Philip or Philippe?
Philip or Felipe. I get more of Felipe, or it might be two of them. But yeah, that was like immediately. That was before the tranquility and stuff like that. And it's funny that Crystal's light went on and off because Crystal actually, I love her to death. She's been a friend of mine. We were in class together and stuff. And she had an experience last year. I helped support her through when she had her child. And it was really beautiful, but we're very connected energetically. And I love that her light came on. So she definitely has got somebody here too.
Does anyone have a Philip or Felipe on the other side that you're like, oh my gosh, speak up now?
It's really abnormal for me to have a name. I don't get names usually.
That's why I'm like kind of looking around, see if any Philips or Felipe.
Yeah. And if not, if it's somebody watching a recording, just know that your loved one's nearby and showed up like right away.
Okay. Yeah,
So.
maybe you missed it or something like that.
Yeah, no big deal. I know that they'll get
you, Victoria. Hi, Victoria.
Yes, Victoria, we see you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I think I know who that is. She was looking for our live the other day.
Okay, so
I'm just saging real quick so I can drop in. We usually go led by spirit. Hollis is great at doing that. They do all the back house, and I just drop in and do readings as directed. And I want you to know these are mini readings. It's just a small sampling. I'm dropping in on a little tiny picture, and sometimes not even that. Sometimes it's just your name. Okay, so I just connect with whatever comes through, and it's usually just whatever messages that you need. If it doesn't happen to fit you, it could be somebody else very similar, because sometimes they do hitchhike. Like I'll get quite a few spirits, and the veil's so thin right now. Like seriously, I have. As soon as I knew we were going live, I started having people come, and then I'm learning to tell them, hey, wait till your loved one comes to me, and then we can do it. Because
yeah. Sometimes they come in a little early, and you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
Good news is you can tell them hold on 1 minute, and they'll hold on for a day.
Yeah, forever. There's no time for them, and I learned that. That took me a while to learn that. She knows a Philip.
Yeah, so Rebecca Herman knows a Philip, and someone else in the group. Alexis also says her grandpa is called Philip. Okay.
I think it's Rebecca's, because I will have you know Rebecca's also a Philip. Your grandpa's name, Philip. Yeah. It's Alexis's grandpa. He's like, of course it's me. Like, why wouldn't Yeah, it's Alexis's grandpa. See, okay. And I used the pendulum. I've been grounded from it, but I had to because there was two of you. Yeah, it's her grandpa. And he's front and center. Oh, he's so cute too. He has an old plaid suit, he's And he wants you to know he's so proud of you. Like, he really wants you to listen about the peace and the calm and the bumpy ride. He goes, yeah, it's been a very bumpy ride. Yeah. Is that he goes, he knows that you've had a really bumpy ride and stuff, and don't worry, there's like smooth sailing ahead. Like, you don't let it don't get caught up in it. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey. Because he's really very wise. Like, he wants you to know life's about the past. Like, that past gonna be, because he keeps showing like the past gonna be rocky and stuff. Like, I don't know if you were a klutz when you were a little girl, or like you guys used to. They show me like I hiked as a little kid, and the rocky paths that had them rocks, and you were always falling down. He's showing me that, but then he's showing like past that where it's really smooth. So if crap's hitting the fan right now, don't worry about it. It's going to be smooth right up ahead. Okay. And he just wants you to know, just keep going. And he's so proud of the woman that you've become. Like, I don't think he's been around for a while. I get that he's been gone for a little bit. So please know he's okay. And he's still guiding. He's definitely guiding you. Like, you miss him terribly, but know that he's still guiding you from afar. And he's okay. And he's with his family now. Like, he was so happy to see his mom. That was his biggest. And I get that he's with his wife now too.
Alexis is saying that he always went on adventures.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's showing me. Like, yeah, life is an adventure. And that's for all of us. Like, that's a lot of my family. I grew up, my dad was a hippie. he didn't have a lot of money. So he would pick, my mom was like a rich lady, but my dad didn't have a lot of money. And when I would visit him, we would backpack like all over, backpacking camp all over the US. Like, nice. It was amazing.
Yeah, sometimes having money is not always.
No, he taught me such a more beautiful way of life. And like, yeah. I remember as a kid, like 6 years old, going up like on top of mountains and looking and not seeing a house, a road, anything. Like, what I would do to do that now. Now I have mobility.
Come to Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, we did all over Colorado, Washington, Oregon, like all the national
We have that here. It's easy to get that here.
Yeah. See, I don't. I live where it's very flat.
Right.
Yeah, he's been gone for a long time. I get that. So please know he's still very much in touch with you, and he's just reminding you. And I don't feel it's just for you. It's for a lot of us. Just reminding us life is an adventure, and it's going to be rocky, but keep going. You wanted to ask about your grandma. Yeah, she's there. They're together.
She's there with him.
More recently. She's more
so
recently.
Happy they're together.
Yeah. Of course they are. And that's for all of us. Of course they are. Love doesn't separate because of death. Ever. It doesn't.
I think she said, I don't I'm not sure what she means exactly. If it's him, I'm not sure if it's him, maybe playing tricks on me around the house. Probably.
Yeah. All you have to do is tune in with your heart. You already know. You don't need me to answer that. He's like, you don't need, Yeah, of course. If he's a trickster, because I get like, he was a jolly soul. Do you know what I mean? Like the adventures and stuff like that. He wants you to see the joy and the adventure in life. I love that. That was like my godfather. My great uncle was like that.
Right. Okay. So the other messages that I thought were also interesting, I thought we could address this question pretty easily. Tiffany Strong asked, do our spirits know our future? Yeah. That's what a psychic medium reading technically is. So there's some people that are just mediums, but then there are psychic medium readings where psychic means that there's some sort of vision of the future. And that's what psychic means. And so if you attach that with mediumship, that's where like you come in to visit with your medium and the medium says, okay, and you're saying, I don't know what to do about my career. And then the medium is like, okay, I'm going to check in with your grandpa or your guides and see what they say about your future. And that's a psychic medium reading. That's the difference between a mediumship reading and a psychic mediumship reading. That's the difference.
Because I often do get loved ones asking about moves and stuff like that. And they're very strong. They're like, oh, yes, please do. Like, stop. Like, just if you, like, a lot of times they're like, no, I'm not there. You don't have to like relive that. Like if it's a traumatic thing and you're stuck in the home, like they're like, no, please go. You don't have, no, please.
Right.
So yeah,
And just to let you
they're
know,
very involved, but
Alexis
you
is
have to
saying,
have the permission. Of
Alexis
course.
is saying thank you. And oops, Grinyang said, do spirits come to you or do you call for them when doing lives? I think they kind of come to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can also call to them just by saying their name. That's why I encourage you to comment and say, I would love to hear from my husband, John, right? Like you want to comment those kinds of things, but you also want to encourage other, don't just be greedy and just keep posting that, because then I'm just going to get turned off and I'm not going to bring it up. But if you post that and then you say, oh, I'd love to hear from my brother John, and then later someone else gets a reading and you're supportive of that, then you're sending out good karma and being supportive of others. And then Hollis over here with the Libra moon, Justice, is going to be like, oh, look, that person's being a good person. And then I'm going to want to give you a reading. See that? That's how this works. Just let you know. Hollis is all about that justice thing. Okay.
But usually, like a live like this, honestly, I will come about 15 minutes or so early and I'll start writing and the room just starts filling up. It's like they know who's coming. Like the messages will come through and I've had to, there's times like Hollis, I think with the storm or something we had to cancel. I'm like, Hollis, what do I do? And they're like, just tell them to stop till they come. Like, oh, it's so simple. Like sometimes we just forget. Like
yeah, just be like, stop, knock it off. Your loved one's not around. I have to wait till next week. Okay.
Here. Just wait till they show up. And then they, you know, they do. So
yeah. So what one person that I know is in pretty big need is Victoria Gerson. So do you think you got any messages for her, Mama Cole? Can you help Victoria out?
Victoria, yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. I believe she's one that, I've had an influx the past few weeks of very traumatic deaths, extremely traumatic. And I'm so sorry for everyone who has experienced this. Victoria, I want you to know this is one of the challenges. I believe this is why Ma'at's here. Because we need to break our perceptions and our beliefs. We need to realize hell really isn't real. I don't believe hell is real. I really don't. I believe everyone is entitled to go into progression, to go into the afterlife. There are no judgments. It's their heart. And your message is you need to know that you are so loved. I believe it's your partner, totally your husband. His heart was pure. He just struggled. But that wasn't his true heart. When his heart is weighed against the feather of justice, I'm showing his heart is so pure and so full, like he was your teddy bear. He's like, somehow, some way, he's going to make this up to you. Love doesn't stop because of death. And he goes, no words are going to ever be adequate enough. Like he'll never be able to make up. So he wants you to really connect through your heart and through your soul. You guys have a beautiful connection. And I know that
like her cousin or something.
Yeah, I'm getting whoever this is. There's a beautiful soul connection. Like they have a very, her heart's really broken right now. Like, and you have to realize that the mortal body is not here anymore, but that the soul and that love will never cease to exist. And that's part of the challenging your beliefs and your perceptions. And that's for a lot of us. And that's really hard to realize when you've seen or experienced things, and then you've also dealt with the aftermath of the passing, the body, the ashes, whatever it is, the funeral, all that stuff. You have to realize that's the mortal, that's the body, but the soul is eternal. That love is eternal. Nothing can put the flame out. It's like an eternal flame. because he's showing me an internal flame. Like you can't put it out. Water can't put it out. Spit, nothing. You can't do anything to get rid of it.
I'm pretty sure it's
So
just
please
somebody
tell
she was close to, like her family,
Okay.
or like I know she asked for her mom. Just
Okay. Well,
on
this
that.
person is showing like an eternal flame, and that fire, that passion, that love connection will not die.
Right.
So
Pretty
when
sure
you
it's
gather yourself like it, she's really crying really hard right now, and it's okay.
I think
Just
she's
when you gather
struggling with some
yourself.
personal things too, and I think
Yeah, it's
that message
okay.
that you're bringing through is meant to like reassure her about her personal stuff. She
Okay.
has some personal issues going on,
It's okay.
clearly.
Just know
Um,
that your fire, your flame can't go out, sweetheart. Nothing can dim it. Okay. You are strong. You can get through this. That I know that you can get through this. Okay. And I'm so glad that you're here. I was really happy to see you. I don't know what the connection is, but I was really happy to see that you're here. Okay. So thank you for coming and sharing your time with us.
yeah. All right. So lots of people. Okay, I thought they were me. Okay. So now, Jamie, yeah, your messages are showing up. We see them just fine, Jamie.
Yes, Jamie, we can see you.
If I don't acknowledge them, they think I can't hear them. So that's why I'm always like, hello to all these people. Hi, hey,
And that's
what's
why
up?
I'm just doing that. Diggs, by the way.
Yeah, Diggs. Someone asked another question, which I thought was interesting. How do you manage your boundaries during this time of the year? I'm going to talk a lot about that tomorrow, Tamala. During my veil, I'm going to be talking about the veil is thin. I think tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
But it's not. Your boundaries are actually very in relation to the boundaries that you live in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So if you don't have good boundaries, like with your husband, brother, roommate, friend, lover, then you're probably not going to have good boundaries in the spirit world either.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else to say about boundaries?
The only time I honestly ever have problems with boundaries, honestly, is hospitals. And hospitals and cemeteries, things like that. And I found out Hollis identified that in my star chart, which was really freaking cool. Like, you're like, oh yeah, you have, like, when I'm in the hospital, I can see, I know who's going to die because I can see their angels, their guides, their loved ones around them. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's times like when I had my heart attack, I was putting the blanket over my head when they would wheel me through to the testing. And I would be like, I can't work right now. Please don't. I have to. I can't work right now. I'm so sorry. Just go. If you need to go to the light, just go. I can't work right now. It was the craziest stuff. And then I was okay. Like, but I had to make it clear. So there are times that I do struggle because I'm like, no, I need my energy for me right now. I can't. I'm sorry. You know,
I just tell them I can't, and that's the end of it. Yeah. And when I was a child, though, my mom used to work in the X-ray department. We used to walk through the ER all the time. In case you didn't know, the hospital's X-ray and ER connected together. And so we're walking through the ER, and I would see the spirits leaving the body. I was like 5.
Yeah, I grew up in the hospital too. My mom was a respiratory therapist, and she would do their breathing treatments. And same thing, I would know when, like, I would know when I'm like, they're not going to make it, Mom. And she goes, shh. I'm like, because you would see their families.
My mom would shut up. Yeah. So, but anyway, so I'm just saying that. And Jamie, the reason that most of your dreams are usually dark is probably because of your grief.
Yeah, that's your grief. Just so you know, there's differences. Like a visitation dream, they're not suffering, they're not dark. It's all light, beautiful, and happy. If you have something that's dark and you're processing and they seem like they're in pain, trouble, distress, or something, that's usually your subconscious working through the grief and the trauma. And that's okay. Like, it's just your way of processing this emotion, this experience.
Mm-hmm. All right. So then another person that I think is always very polite, actually. So I'm not really worried about you, Jennifer. I'm just going to say. Jennifer said, anytime I've ever seen her, she's always polite. Yeah. I would love to hear from my mother, Laura, and Father Woodrow.
Aww.
Jennifer, you are always
Oh,
very polite.
Jennifer.
I just want to say, she's always a very good person. Always. She's
Yeah.
always like supportive of
Your mom
everyone
and dad.
else. Yeah.
Now, were your mom and dad together when they passed? Because you're so formal. Like, are they two separate? I'm just getting really curious. And I get Jennifer's a little older because they've been gone just a little bit, but they're I get they were a very classy, like party family. But I'm not sure if they
She said
passed
that she took
together.
care of her mom, so that she was quite close to her mom.
Okay, you lived together, and I miss her dearly. So were your parents not together, like, or did they maybe they passed separately? Because I do get that they were separate, but I get like a lot of life of the party, like a lot of entertaining. I'm getting more like a 70s, 80s vibe. Like, remember the old cocktail parties and stuff like that? It's just so hard. She doesn't want you to look at where you took care of her. She wants you to remember her in her youth and her party days and her celebratory days. Not, she goes, I was almost, she's saying like she was almost like the shadow of a woman.
Okay.
Before she passed, if you understand, like she doesn't want you, she wants you to remember her being the
So
life of the party.
her father
Yeah,
passed in
1 year.
2003. Her mom was 21 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they would have been, yeah, probably about 70s or
She said
80s.
they
to
used to have a lot of cookouts, so it sounds like they were pretty close family either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now you're just trying to refine the norm because of your mother passing. Like, yeah. But they're together, they're reunited. But I did get, that's why I saw the separate for so long. They're totally together and they're celebrating now and they want you to continue. Yeah, it's just you.
She's an only child, so
Yeah. But do you have your family now? They're your family of origin. I get that you're married now and you have children. So to honor them, it's the cookouts. It's the fun. It's the celebratory. Your message too is just like Alexis's grandpa, the life. Enjoy the life, the journey. You like right now, I understand I'm an only child, just lost my mom. Even though she was toxic, it just changes kind of like your perception. Just kind of you're kind of that family no longer exists. But it does. You're one, the love, the memories continue and they'll live on. That's the other thing that I love too. They live on in your stories. So make sure that you tell your children if you don't have children now in the future, but I get that you already do, of the way that they were, the way your dad was, the jovial, happy-go-lucky guy at the cookouts and stuff. And I get he had a lot of fun. They were like a fun family. You never had a boring moment with them. Like you didn't know what they were going to do. Your family was kind of fun, like silly, crazy.
She's saying yes, she has 2 daughters, by the way, and
Yeah.
she also said, I have the sweetest mother.
Yeah. Yeah. So she'll live on in your daughters, like in the stories. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's how you'll connect again. And you need to know that they're together. She's okay. Like they're reunited.
Okay.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful. I just want to check in to make sure this person is still here. Lisa Matthews, are you still here?
Oh,
Lisa? Lisa, are you still here? Lisa's in the have to wait and see if she responds. Just comment in the same place and just say, hey, yeah, I'm here, so we know you're listening before we dive into a reading for Lisa. I'm pretty sure she's asking about her husband, Mitchell. So anyway, I would just wait a few minutes for that. In the meantime, Barbara Collins is also a very polite, nice person. I would love to connect with my husband, Sinclair.
I love the name.
Sinclair, huh?
I love his name. Oh, and he's like so sweet and humble and just like such a gentleman. And he's like doing this with his hands. He's like, oh yes, I can. Like he's so honored that you called him forward. Please know he's okay. I get he has a really strong like anti-presence with him. You have to know he's still watched over and cared for. Um, he keeps just doing something with his hands. I don't, that's really different. Like he's like, and he's really quiet.
Is that like an anxiety thing? Like, was
I
he
don't know.
anxious?
No, he's like really calm, but he's just like rubbing his hands. So I don't know if that's a symbol to you, like if you rubbed his hands or something, because he's like just like it's calming. It's not an anxious thing. And he's very quiet, humble, very, very sweet, very kind. Absolutely beautiful, bright smile. And he's more like of a presence, like he just wants you to know that he's okay. And he's so honored and humbled that you even called him out. Like he's a little overwhelmed. Like I get that he was very quiet in life. He
I thought
wasn't
they would be shy or something.
yeah, yeah.
Overacting.
Maybe that's what this is, because he's just like so honored, and his love is like every pour. Like he's of course I'm here, but I don't get that he can say a whole lot. He's very overwhelmed, but he's okay. And he does have this woman with him. It's either auntie or mother, like somebody that used to watch over him. You don't have to worry. I get you really took care of him. Like you packed lunches. Like you really, he was just like such a sweet soul. Yeah, very dedicated and honorable. Like, so please know that he's
She
okay.
just said I miss him so much. She didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the love is
anything
so gentle. Yeah, it's okay. Just know that that love, that gentle, beautiful love, and that essence between you guys has not. That connection has not stopped. He's very sweet still. Yeah, I can get.
He's a really great man. And she said that I always rubbed his hands. Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay, because I don't usually get that. Like, it's really funny because I think it's the veil thinning. Like, I'm getting more names and just more. Yeah, because he really. So please know that's his way of acknowledging in this crowd, even though he couldn't say a lot with his words, he was still able to validate you that way. Okay. So that's absolutely beautiful, Barbara. Thank you. Like, I love that you shared him with us. Thank you.
And I just want to let you know that Jennifer said thank you so much, and she's in tears.
So
she's collecting herself over there. And I also wanted to address Tiffany's question. Tiffany asked a bit ago, can someone normal like me learn to have medium abilities?
Oh, yes, we all can.
In fact, I think everybody has the ability to communicate with your loved ones on the other side, which is why I'm doing a class at the end of the month. And that's for anyone. Like, even if you just want to connect with your insert person here, that's exactly what that's for. But also, like, I think the gift, actually, Mama Cole, don't you think that the gift is not in the readings? The gift is being able to hold someone in their grief. That's the gift. That's the medium. That's when you go to see a medium and you're in grief. It's not so much the reading that they're doing, because anyone can do that. I'm talking about the gift of holding someone in their grief and that process of that.
Yeah, and the processing. And I also find too, I can't explain or understand it, but I also find that it helps the loved ones on the other side too, because their voices are like, they're able to finish. They're able to help you in your grief. You're like a bridge that's able, like they're able to help give you comfort and stuff. And like we can hear, see, and feel them to help bridge that gap. That's what I think is beautiful. It's I don't feel it's just it's for both. I can't even explain. It's absolutely beautiful to witness. But yeah, I feel anybody can. It's just, the readings are, and that's why we don't do a lot. Like I know you were saying before, I do 3 to 4 max because it's a lot. Like some of the stories and the trauma and stuff, it's like, whew.
And maintaining like 3 or 4 a day is like, whew, exhausting.
And with normal life, like I've had 2 hurricanes back to back. I was like,
take
days. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I really wanted to, but
No,
there's
just
no
wait.
way.
And
Yeah.
I'm patient. I understand as a medium myself. I'm not going to pressure any of the mediums that work with me
No.
to take readings. I'm going to be like, oh, if it's not a good day for you, let's wait. Let's
Yeah,
tell
and
the
that's what's
client.
so awesome. That's what's so
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, because I understand. Because if it was me,
Yeah,
Barbara
just
did
like
validate. She said I
days.
he couldn't talk the last few days he was here with me. He had 2 strokes that affected him a lot, and I will
Okay, so
forever
that
miss
was
him.
probably some of the quiet. I would love to. I am open for private readings and stuff. And when they're quiet like that, there's always an explanation. Thank you for validating. Because one time, honestly, I had a guy show up and he was just posing. Like seriously, he was just doing. And the reason he didn't speak, he was an undercover police officer.
Oh, that's
But they
funny.
knew immediately who he was by the pose that I was doing. So then they ended up booking a reading and we found out why. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. Like, so yeah, know that it's not that they don't want to talk to you. It's just that they find other ways to communicate. And sometimes it's just how they live their life.
Right, sure, yep. And sometimes people are that's like their way of validating it's really them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
Mm-hmm. So Kathleen said, "Can you tell me if my mom Eddie is with my sisters on the other side? I would love to know."
Of course they're together, sweetheart.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I get they've been gone. Kathleen, you're older. Like, of course they're together. Why wouldn't they be together? You need to know. Your mom wants you to know that family units don't just cease to exist because we pass. If we choose it to be that way, that's the other thing too. I always have to do that because some family situations you don't want to be associated with. If you didn't associate in life, why would you in death? Okay, that's the one. But that's not applicable here at all. And I get it's Edie. Is it your mom, Edie?
Oh, not Eddie. Edie.
And I think it's more Edie. Like she was more, mom was very prim and proper. And the sisters were a little bit more, your sisters were a little bit more rambunctious, kind of got more in trouble. More the wild side of life and stuff. Of course, they're all together. They're like, there's some of that might be some of the judgment with how like your sisters lived their life or something where there might be questioned whether they were all together or not. And they're like, nah, of course we're together. They're all safe. And your grandpa's there also. Like there's older gentlemen, but I believe it's your mother's grandpa, your grandpa that you were close to, like when you were little, I'd say 4 or 6 years old. And he kind of watches over the girls because your sisters kind of still need, like, everybody's watched over. They're okay. But they're all still living their best life. You need to know that, especially your sisters. Are they twins? Like I get they're very close. If they're not twins, maybe like 18 months apart, like they're super close.
So here she's validating you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Edwina was her name, but she went by Eddie.
And my one sister was
and my one sister was a baby and she was the oldest. Okay.
Okay, so please know they're together but the baby, I wonder if I don't even know. But they're almost like twins. Like they look a lot alike. I see really blonde hair, like a lot alike. And everybody's fine. So Kathleen, you need to know, like in your heart, no matter what, even though you're one that needs to realize, even though you saw, and it's funny because I get this a lot. People are like, what? Like one of your sisters is like, it was a meat suit. Like you saw her body. Like, I believe this is your oldest. Like, you saw her like, you saw that. But you have to know, like, the soul, her spirit, like, she still soars. Okay? Like, she's so alive. Like, she's more alive than she's ever been in her life, she said. Like, so please know she's free. She's alive. She's healed. She's whole. Like, she shows me soaring. Okay? So thank you, Kathleen. I love your last name, too, Lippin. I think that's cool.
All right, and I'll give her a second to answer. But in the meantime, Kathleen, no, Kathleen, what's happening is, first of all, Mama Cole can't do a reading for everyone. Just saying, she's only one person, in case you didn't notice. But she's also there's currently hundreds of people watching, on not
Yeah.
only the page you're on, but also on numerous other pages. In fact, she's in 8 different places right now. Okay. So, and
And you know
you know,
what's cool? All from my home.
all from your home. Yeah.
Isn't technology amazing? So KJ, if like we don't get to you now, no worries. We will later. We have enough events through the week with myself and others. Like
Yeah.
no worries at all. So just roll with it. We go spirit led. No, please know that your loved one still loves you. It's nothing at all. We just
Right.
roll with the flow. Okay.
Right. Exactly. Kathleen said, "Thank you so much." She says
You're
she's
so welcome,
crying.
sweetheart.
She says she's crying. So,
And
I
please know those tears are healing. That's all love, validation, and connection. Okay.
so with that,
Don't stay.
Kathleen, you're healing. Congratulations. You're
There you
crying, and
go.
that's what we're
Yeah.
supposed to do. Okay. And I just wanted to Brittany was commenting on the reading before, saying what a wonderful and comforting reading. And Tiffany, you don't ask too many questions. I appreciate your questions so much. I felt you deserved maybe a reading as well, because the more questions you ask, the more stimulating I think this live is. So
Yes, of course her parents are together now. She's got a grandma, Tiffany's grandma. Um, she asks lots of questions because she's extremely inquisitive. And perhaps as a child you were told not to as much, so that's why you do now. And I encourage it 100%. I was a why. I get that you did that a lot as a little child. So please, yes, ask away. Yes, our families are together. The bond continues on, and it's so beautiful because you also need to know too that I believe in the experiences that I've had from the readings is that the afterlife and like the pre-life, like where babies come from and where we go is all the same. It's all connected. Like it's all one thing. So your parents are with future children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. Like it's all our perception. That's part of the like just blow it open because they're going to show you like it's so much more than what we've been taught. Religion is so confining. Dive into your heart, Tiffany. Yours is definitely like I get that you're kind of pushing your beliefs and your boundaries and stuff. Keep going. Your ancestors want you to keep going. Keep challenging those beliefs. Keep breaking the cycles, Tiffany. Just by your presence being here and the questions that you're asking shows that you're open and willing to do that, and your ancestors and your loved ones are wanting you to keep pushing. Okay. Yeah.
And look at that, Brittany being supportive to others, never apologize for being inquisitive. It's the only way we grow and learn. So Brittany was
Exactly.
hoping to hear from her son Alex. It looks like she's got a death day approaching.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brittany. He was young too, but like a teenager, because I'm seeing two ages again, which I do see often. Please know he's okay, and he doesn't want you to. He wants you to celebrate his life, not his death. I get it was extremely tragic. He showed me like a birthday cake. Enjoyment, celebrate. He wants you to celebrate the memories. And he's showing like, do you have a balloon release or like the lanterns? Like he's showing me that you have some kind of release planned. He wants it to be like wishes and dreams being sent up instead of memories, and he's showing me like lanterns, like the paper lanterns.
She's saying
Wishes
he would be a teenager now.
like
He
yeah,
was 2 when he
exactly.
passed.
Yeah, I was seeing like 3 and 18 were the ages that I was seeing. So this year, when you do his celebration of life and you release whatever it is, he's requesting paper lanterns and wishes, hopes, and dreams. Not the what ifs.
Oh my gosh, Mama Cole, are you ready for this? Oh my gosh. This is what she said. I get him a birthday cake every year, and we had a balloon release at his funeral, and I have a paper lantern for him now.
There you go.
That's so exactly what you were just saying. Okay.
Every single one, please know that's not me. That's him coming through very clearly for his mother. Okay. And everybody that just got chilled, know that that's him coming through so clearly for you. And he wants you on that paper lantern to write wishes, hopes, and dreams. Okay. So perhaps for the coming year, they're not for him, they're for you. Your wishes, hopes, and dreams. He'll help you with that. Okay. He's watching over you now. How beautiful. I love that. And from above, like, oh, thank you, Brittany, for sharing him with us. That's absolutely beautiful. Can you,
That's beautiful.
what was his name? I'd like to know what his name was because he was such a sweet little boy.
I think she
And
said.
he's not like he's a young man. Like he's just, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
My son
Holy
Alex. Mm-hmm.
Alex. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
And she said, thank you so much.
You're so very welcome, Brittany. That was beautiful, Brittany.
I
Good job,
agree.
Alex.
No, it's hilarious because I was like, wait a minute, you're talking about balloons and paper lantern, and I'm like, what?
And she's
And I know you can't see that comment. That's why I'm putting it up for you so you can see it.
Yeah, and I keep my eyes closed. If you notice, that's how I connect because I shut everything off and I just drop it with my eyes closed. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I love that for you, Brittany.
Yeah. So that's amazing messages.
Yeah, that's part of the beliefs and the paradigms. Like, seriously, even as a medium, my mind gets blown away at the validations and stuff. And it's so beautiful. Like it moves me to tears at times. Just the beauty, like how much your son loved you. He was such a little boy when he passed. And that love doesn't stop. Like it still grows, it still expands, it doesn't end. You know.
Okay, I just need to address there's a scammer. Looks like we have a little bit of a scammer problem. I've tried to take them all down. Luis, David,
I will never message you.
Yeah, no medium will ever message you ever. No, even if they're not related to me, even if I don't even know them. Mediums and readers will never message you first, okay? So if someone is messaging you saying they're a reader, they're a scammer.
Right.
If you didn't message them first or have something with them first, and then most of the time if they're commenting on our live, it's because they're trying to scam you all because you're plugging in with a real reader, so they're like trying to ride on our curtails, if that makes sense.
Right.
And so that's what they do. They also copycat us. So they copycat Mama Cole, they copycat me, they copycat our pages, and they'll try to make themselves look like a legitimate reader. I will never message you, and neither will Mama Cole. You'll have to message us first. If you want a reading, you come to us. This demonstration, this reading here and now is to show you who we are, so you can see that and you can know for sure. And I'm telling you, no legitimate reader, whether they're an astrologer, a tarot reader, or a medium, will ever message you first. Ever. Okay? And that goes, I've heard astrologers have the same problem. They'll go in their lives and say the same thing. Okay,
and we only do readings through Psychic Insights, period.
Yeah, so you always, and you never pay anybody on PayPal. You never send a gift to PayPal for a reading. We're never going to ask you to do that. What we're going to ask you to do is go to psychicinsights.life, which you can see the link is right there above Mama Cole's head, psychicinsights.life/Mama Cole. You're going to go there. You're going to pick what kind of reading you want. And then you're going to pick the time, schedule it with her, and then you're going to pay through an official business site with an official business PayPal account. So if Mama Cole didn't show up for that reading, which I know that won't happen, unless some emergency happened, and then you best check your text messages, because I'm probably texting you going, oh my God, Mama Cole fell off the side of the planet, and we have to reschedule. And that's what's going to happen. And we are a professional service. Right? Like, the problem with Mama Cole. This is what happened. A hurricane came and wiped her off the planet, and here we are. And I'm trying to help you. And Nicole's willing to do a reading with you, though, up there in Tennessee. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. So I'm telling you, if you're not going to a website, going through scheduling software and using PayPal business account, that person is not legitimate. That person can screw you, and that you cannot, and you will lose your money. Please tell other people. Please help other people. Please. It's what I call I don't see my white hat friend here today. But we call it being a white hat. I'm a white hat. That means on the internet. I do everything I can to make sure that people are safe, even if it is
Yeah.
not in my, benefit. Okay. So, I'm just letting you guys know they're scammers. So just
I'm so sorry about that. We do really work day and night, honestly, to keep them out
we
of this
do.
group.
We do, honestly.
Yes.
Oh,
And
look,
that's-
there's Nikki. There's Nikki. She's the white hat person that will be like, nope, that's a scammer. Listen to other people when other people are like, that's a scammer.
Good job, Nikki. Thank you.
Yeah, look,
sweetheart.
Samantha's being a white hat. That's a common
Yeah.
scam activity. Please do not answer. That's right, Samantha. Good job for being a white hat.
And then,
White hat is
like,
in reference to a cowboy with a white hat.
yeah, I seriously changed my profile pictures again today because they keep copying them. And I have like AI images of the afterlife. Like I changed, like, I don't even know what the heck they do.
Right.
So.
Gianna's
All right.
a white hat. Good job, all,
Yeah,
for supporting
exactly.
each other and making sure that
Thank
make sure that we don't that we don't engage the scammers. Just report them to me. Click on the 3 little dots on the right hand side, report to admin, and I'll get a notification. I'll be like, there's another one, and I'll block them. I probably block about a dozen scammers a day. So
easy. Yeah.
easily. So just letting you know, it's kind of a Facebook thing. It sucks. And sometimes it happens on YouTube. They do more like weird spamming there. And then I haven't had much problems on Twitch. So friends, I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad everybody's here, and I'm glad for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed these readings. And keep tuning in. We'll be around. Somebody will be live pretty much every day this week. I'm not sure about Friday. I know Nicole Hoop will be live Wednesday, possibly Sarah tomorrow for sure.
And you have
I'm live
tonight.
tomorrow. I'm going live tonight with the astrology. I'm also doing a live question and answer tomorrow about the veil being thin. So you keep hearing that, wondering what the hell that is. I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow. Wednesday is Nicole Hoop. I think we set her for 7 p.m. Eastern time. And Thursday, I'm pretty sure Jamie Angel is going to go live. And Friday, I'm not sure yet. It would have to be in the evening because I'm going to go see the doctor. So y'all just wish me luck. Okay?
Yeah. Sending you lots of luck because you had a very challenging little bit.
Yeah. Now we're going during a Grand Cross, and I'm going.
You don't make anything easy. Like, why would it start being easy now? All right, everybody have a great day.
Good night, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.